guys? My name is Rage and we are back today once again with a continuation video of my Dark Dimension 4 playthrough in the next node now. This is going to be the exact same roster that I've utilized, so I'll just quickly show you guys quickly here the gear level, tier level. As you can see, I've maximized Kestrel to the utmost abilities. Everything's been upgraded just because she's so utilized in the end game aspect of the game. Next, we have Hela. You can see that I got T4s on both her ultimate as well as her passive. Having Greg available is very useful for just shouldering damage as well as being able to spread negatives thanks again to her ultimate, as well as the level 5 ISO 8 Raider on her. Next, we got Proxima Midnight here, providing support with her offense down and a handy stun. You can see I've T4'd both her special as well as her passive. Next, we got Minerva here, bringing her a handy revive just to keep us sustained, as well as her ultimate's always much appreciated in battle, especially given that it scales extremely well in Dark Dimension. And then last but not least, to round off our team, it is going to be Silver Surfer here. And as you can see, similar to Kestrel, just both of them being, the new meta in the game, being quite powerful and formidable. Everything's been maxed out for Silver Surfer on that respect. That being said, you guys, those are the 5 that I'm bringing on board. So let's dive right in now to the gameplay.
Now, consistent with my previous videos, you guys, you can see, but I have both Proxima Midnight and Minerva on opposite corners of each other, just because they are the two squishiest characters on my team, and as well, if anything happens, at least they're far away from each other, they generally get attacked the least. And for reference, you guys, I am once again referring to Dutch Rudder's Dark Dimension 4 guide that I'll have in the link in the description below, just because the combination, I think, with my video providing a visual reference, as well as his guide being able to detail, which characters we're going to face in the waves, when does the next wave drop. I think his information, the way he summarized, is extremely valuable, especially if you want a clear roadmap in terms of getting through these nodes. For me personally, you guys, I do recommend taking down both Doctor Strange and Scientist Supreme for really the obvious reasons. Both of them actually have the opportunity to actually revive their fallen allies. So by taking them down and focusing on them, we're going to prevent them from actually, creating more havoc for us in the long run. Now, going ahead here, I love absolutely how powerful Kestrel is in the Cosmic Nodes. You can see with her special, she's going to give herself, a boatload of benefits there, as you can see, with the defense up, offense, immunity, but as well as doing some really, really critical damage here as we focus on both Scientist Supreme and Doctor Strange. As you can see here, Doctor Strange is the first one to go down, but you can see just a lot of negative conditions here, thanks again to Hela just being able to spread a lot of it. And now we will focus on Scientist Supreme, just taking her down, so that way she doesn't inadvertently revive Doctor Strange. And now with Scientist Supreme down as well, keep in mind, we can actually clear this whole wave before the next wave spawns. I would now focus on the Gravitons that actually have the slow and the stun, just due to the fact that they actually are significant and can slow our team down, especially as you can see there with my Hela constantly being stunned. So we want her back in full shape. That's one down, and then just go ahead and resume killing the other one as well. And then really following those two, this is really smooth sailing at this point. I would just focus on taking down whoever's weaker. This wave is not dangerous at all, so I would just focus on cleaning up now in preparation for the next wave. And keep in mind too, once you get to the last 2 characters, that's when I would stop using the abilities and start saving up energy in preparation for the next wave. That being said, this wave is quite lethal. You're going to see that we're going to get a set of Bullseyes as well as Mysterials with a Vulture and Crossbones that can repeat both their special and their ultimate, a Mr. Fantastic as well as a Taskmaster. So definitely we need to be careful with this wave. What we're going to want to do initially, consistent with my previous nodes, is actually ability block Taskmaster just to prevent him from actually using his abilities, and then combine that as well with the Hela ultimate that we're going to spread all these ability blocks. So this really does render their team useless, as you can see right here. It's just an absolutely beautiful synergy that we can utilize, and you can see now gives us in a very advantageous position now that they can only actually basic attack us and they can't actually use their abilities. That being said, I do go ahead and resume attacking Vulture, and inadvertently, thanks again to Kestrel's passive, by applying the damage on any kind of enemy that has the defense down, it does actually apply with the lowest health, finishing off Bullseye, which is definitely in adherence with Dark Dimension 4 guide from Dutch Rudder. Taking all the Bullseyes as well as Vulture is key, so that's what we're going to focus on. 2 down now, and keep in mind we are once again able to clear this entire wave before the next wave spawns, so we can, really kind of pinpoint our attack here. For me personally, I saw that Mysterio was a little bit weaker, so I just went ahead and kind of just rode the wave here of momentum, just finishing off the weaker targets first. But keep in mind, the high damage dealers does include Taskmaster and Bullseye, so those are the ones we have to be mindful of, especially now that we've taken down the first Bullseye as well as Vulture, who can take away our speed meter. And really at this point, well, now that we finished off Mr. Fantastic with these 4 here, honestly, pretty smooth sailing. We're going to now finish off Bullseye just because he has the highest damage, followed by Taskmaster, and in preparation for the next wave once again. Now, just due to how the enemies were actually getting attacked, Taskmaster actually ended up being the last character I killed. So, funny how that kind of works. You can't always draw it up and implement it, but so as long as you guys are in control, that's really the biggest component, right? So, you can see with this next wave now, we're going to get a couple of Hulks, a couple of Mr. Fantastics again, Falcon, Vulture, as well as Mysterio, and then just a regular Hydra minion in the back there. I am strictly focusing Falcon just because he has that speed up, and you can see I'm preparing for another combination attack here by not only just ability blocking Falcon, but you bet I'm going to use Hela's ultimate once again to actually spread that ability block across all the enemies here. With Falcon officially down now, I do recommend actually taking down Vulture just because not only just the guide, but as well, he's got that speed meter control and he can take that away from us. So that's why we want to take him down ASAP. He's also quite squishy, so that works favorable for us. And for me, I did see that the minion was actually quite weak, so we go ahead and actually finish him off. And at this point, because the Hulks are tankier, I would recommend leaving them for last and just finishing off the Mr. Fantastics. And keep in mind as well, always try to conserve your energy, save your abilities for the next wave. We are going to be up against a Red Skull, Vulture, and Heimdall combination, and there's going to be a lot of actually Hydra minions that we're going to need to deal with. Starting off here, once again, we are actually going to go ahead and use our ability block here. And what I've actually done is just stop Heimdall, just due to the fact that he has a little bit of a turn meter advantage over Vulture. Just because I wasn't sure if Vulture was actually going to get his turn before we get to it. Because again, we're going to be combinating Hela here to use her ultimate and spread that ability block across everybody. Here we go, drew up as planned, and now with the ability block, it buys us a lot of time because now we can take our time knowing full well that they can only basic attack us and they can't really do anything else beyond that. So we go ahead now and actually finish off Vulture here. And keep in mind, unlike the previous 3 waves we have faced, for this wave actually, there is going to be a new wave that spawns after 2 more enemies are taken down. So this is done at the 19 out of 46 enemies remaining. So keep in mind, this is going to be a little different. So that's why we do need to be strategic in who we take down. For that reason, I do recommend focusing Heimdall. That's what I'm trying to do right now. But keep in mind, because we do have Kestrel's passive, you may actually take down an enemy that you don't want to take down. As you can see right there, I wasn't hoping to take down Sniper, but that's just the way it kind of got drew up due to the fact that we're utilizing Kestrel's passive to do that extra additional damage. That being said here, we go ahead now and actually finish off Heimdall. And as I mentioned earlier, 19 out of 46 enemies, you see that we do actually get a Baron Zemo, a Taskmaster, as well as Crossbones. So really, the Red Skull Hydra team is actually merging here just to face us together. Going ahead now, Baron Zemo is going to be the high priority target here just due to the fact that he does do a lot of damage. So if you're able to get an offense down on him or a stun, something to slow him down so that way we're not going to get wiped. And looking back at it now, I should have done a better job to actually use an ability to block and spread it. But you can see here that there's a taunt right there. And actually 2 of my guys already go down. Unfortunately, again, thanks to Baron Zemo and Crossbones' damage. So now, at this point, I'm pretty much biting the bullet. I'm trying to do as much damage as I can. But I already kind of recognize that it is too late for me to actually continue this node. So I'm trying to do as much damage now to Baron Zemo. And you can see Red Skull summoning the allies. So pretty much it's good game at this point. So that is going to be my first attempt here. We are going to resume where we left off now, especially with our renewed focus on making sure that we take down Baron Zemo. Starting off, I do actually go ahead and stun Taskmaster just due to the fact that he's got that offense up and we just don't want him blinding and stunning us. So we go ahead and do that, and then we do resume our damage here in terms of trying to take down Baron Zemo as fast as we can. And with Baron Zemo down, you know, at this point, I would focus down on the key targets, not really being any minions. So it would be Red Skull, it would be Taskmaster as well as Crossbones, leaving the minions for last if you can. Uzimo down. Now I do go ahead and just try to target who I can, especially with it being a minion. And you can see with this wave as well, fortunately we are actually able to finish off this wave before the next wave spawns. So we can take our time, try to weaken up and finish anybody that we do see fit. Try to stop characters such as Taskmaster, as you see here with my Silver Surfer ability blocking him to make sure he can't make a move. Once again now using Hela to spread the ability block. You bet I'm going to take advantage of that every single time, especially if we need to wait up and build up energy again. As you can see, my Proxima did fall, but thanks again to Minerva having the regen and supportive capabilities, we bring her back. And now at this point I would recommend taking down both Red Skull and Taskmaster, seeing as how they do the bulk of the damage, as well as not being as critical as Crossbones and the other minion there in the corner. With Taskmaster down, this is going to be sometimes not intentional, but you can try attacking, and what happens is, Hela naturally does more damage to the lowest enemy, so it just so happens that, again, we're just going to go ahead and just ride the wave here in terms of who we can take down. But you can see Kestrel's passive just naturally attacking the minion, so we don't really get a choice in this case, so sometimes it's just not really according to our plan, but we'll just go ahead and finish him off just to get him out of the way. Red Skull does end up being the last character for us to finish off, so we're just going to take our time here and then really try to build up energy. As you can see here, the last wave is definitely one of the stronger ones, just due to the fact that we're going to be up against the infamous Human Torches. If you're familiar with them in the other Dark Dimension nodes, you know that once they activate their ultimate, they can do a lot of damage, and especially with this Human Torch actually having the ability to actually repeat his special and ultimate each turn. So that's going to be same with Taskmaster here. So those two are the two that I would recommend in taking down. Call Obsidian's tanky. Green Goblin and Heimdall don't do a lot of damage, but it's going to be taking down Human Torch and Taskmaster, really trying to see if we can get that ability block and spread the negatives once again, thanks to Silver Surfer and Hela. Now, as you can see here, I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can to Human Torch and Taskmaster. Unfortunately, I didn't actually have the cooldown for Hela, as it was recently used in the last wave. So at this point, I'm just trying to use as much damage as I can. And as you can see there, did get lucky with the passive. And then as well, we're going to go ahead and use Kestrel just to finish it up. Now, fortunately, with Taskmaster, he still actually has his ability block, so I was able to actually get the turn on Hela to spread the negatives. And now you can see they all got ability block, which is exactly what we want. So for me, I just started resuming and actually focusing on Taskmaster. And obviously, as you can see, thanks to Kestrel's passive, she does take down enemies on the sideline as we're targeting Taskmaster. And at 8 out of 46 enemies, you guys, keep in mind, the last wave does finally spawn here with another Human Torch, a Falcon, as well as Hulk. At this point, I would really emphasize just finishing off Taskmaster, but I can't help the fact that I need the ability block at least Human Torch, so that way he can't trigger his transformation for his ultimate. Now, Kestrel special, we finally go ahead and finish off Taskmaster. And now, at this point, you guys already know the drill. Call Obsidian stunned, so that way he can't taunt. We can go ahead and take down the high damage dealers, being Bullseye and Human Torch. We're not worried about Human Torch quite yet, just because he does have the ability block, which buys us time. There we go. And Bullseye down, thanks again to Kestrel's passive. And now we go ahead and just try to throw everything you can at Human Torch, as you can see, finishing him off there now. And now, really, a key target that we got to take down is just really whoever's weaker. But, well, keep in mind that New Wave did have a Falcon. And, with him and his speed up, it does pose to be a problem for us. So I would definitely focus on finishing off whoever's weak, such as Green Goblin, and then resuming and finishing off Falcon. Now, as you can see here, I am going to go ahead now and finish off Falcon. Thanks again to the combined damage forces here. And now you can see with these last three being Call Obsidian, Hulk, and Heimdall, honestly speaking, if you guys can get them to this point, it's going to be really smooth sailing. And keep in mind, in the next node, we're actually going to be starting the city node, so you can actually feel free to use all the abilities that you feel you wish to. We don't need to save energy anymore, because this is going to be the last time in Dark Dimension 4 that we use any of these characters here. That being said, this was definitely the hardest node in Cosmic, in my opinion. Just having these 5 really made it meaningful. But again, you guys saw firsthand how much damage they could have done. I think I could have potentially one-shotted. I'm definitely going to try in my next go-ahead once I complete Dark Dimension 4. But you can see here, that actually took a total of 2 attempts. So I will show you guys here in the damage report here as well. But again, the key was just really managing the waves, being able to capitalize on Silver Surfer's ability block, and having Hela to spread the negatives. If you have those two on your team, as well as a handy revive such as Minerva, it definitely creates a very powerful synergistic combo. So as you can see here, I'm just going to quickly show you guys the damage report. 2 attacks, as you can see, 50.74 million and 26.43 after 2 total attacks for this last node in the Cosmic, being node 9 as well. Just for future reference, as always, you guys, you can see my days logged in here of being 524. Again, I started Dark Dimension 4 at 516, so total of 8 days elapsed, as you can see. Thank you as always, you guys. Do appreciate you. Check out my videos. You can check out my collection power and strong team power here at the time of recording. As always, do appreciate you checking out the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.